Hi everyone, Brett from Booney Hicks. Now in front of me I have a vintage cast iron skillet made by the Wapak Hollow Ware Company. This particular skillet is a little unusual because it is Wapak's third grade. It is the lower grade skillet. So Wapak didn't manufacture the high grade with the famous Indian head logo. Highly sought after skillets, very pricey. They had their standard grade or a regular grade with just simply Wapak. And then they had a third grade. I believe the company referred to it as their C grade. For collectors today, we will refer to these skillets as an economy brand skillet or an entry-level brand or a budget-friendly brand. Today, we're going to have a look at an Oneta cast iron skillet to see if these entry-level skillets are any good. Firstly, let's take a look at the cooking surface. No vintage pan is ever going to be perfect, and Oneta is no different. It's likely you'll find a few casting flaws on the cooking surface. This one does have a few. The major one is there's a slight abrasion. I don't know if I can pick that up in the light, probably not. It's not that visible, but I can feel with my fingers there's a slightly raised there. I don't believe that's wear and tear or damage over the years. I think that's a casting flaw. There's also a couple of spots with discoloration. So I don't know exactly what that is. Okay, a little bit of pitting here. Yeah, that could be a casting flaw as well. It's unusual to have pitting on the side walls, but not on the cooking surface like that. Overall, it's a very nice looking pan. What do you think? It's pretty smooth, isn't it? You'll notice a little line around the outside. And if you do cook with cast iron regularly, you know exactly what I've done. I've left it sit in water. Yeah, I was tired after work one day. I cooked dinner. I was tired. I let the pan soak, and I let the pan soak for too long. And then it lifted this seasoning. Just a little that it's noticeable. However, it will slowly blend back in. It's no big deal. Overall, I'm very happy with the pan. These are very old pans. There is always debate with vintage cast iron exactly when they were made. I have this pan at 1912 to 1926. Other people, I've seen various dates. 1917, start of manufacture, or manufacturing from the 1920s. There are collectors far more knowledgeable than myself. And they'll probably have a better idea of the date. However, I think that date is pretty close. End of the day, we do have to put a stake in the ground. People that have websites or have YouTube channels, we're open for criticism sometimes, of course. But we do have to put a stake in the ground. I'm more conservative. I like to have a wider range, and then people do narrow it down. I think for most people, they're happy with those dates. Beautiful, isn't it? What do you think? I think it's pretty good. This particular pan has a reversed N, which is quite unusual. You do see them occasionally. And it's not to say that this pan is worth more. Please don't think that. It's something you may want to keep out for if you are a collector. Oh, I was going to reverse N. But please don't pay more for these old pans. I have seen some very, very highly priced pans. But they are a third grade skillet and not as collectible as the standard Wapaks or Wagner or Griswold for that matter. So yeah, if you're buying, or selling, price accordingly or buy accordingly. It's a nice looking pan though, isn't it? Okay, so why exactly is it a third grade skillet? Is it going to be in rough condition? Not necessarily, but you're likely to find a few flaws on the ironware. You may, when you are purchasing, take a closer look at the surface. You may find a few indentations. And in my case, there was a few abrasions on the side. Nothing too much of a concern though. Sometimes on the economy brands, the side walls are narrower. Obviously, the companies that did produce the economy brand did try and save a little bit of material cost. This one's a mid-weight pan, I would say. Definitely not as light as my older pans. And we did take a closer look at a maid of honor, which was a heavier pan. This is kind of in the middle. The economy brands did come in reduced sizing, or a smaller number of sizes available. I believe the Onetas came in 7, 8, and 9. But standard size, beautiful looking pan. That's a good option. What do you think? So that was my little Oneta. What do you think? I don't think it's a bad looking skillet, to be honest. Considering it was Wapak's 3rd grade, the high, the standard, and this was their 3rd grade or entry level skillet. I don't think the skillet is in too bad of a condition. I think you'd be very happy with it if you do find one in similar condition. Now, please remember, it is not as collectible as those Griswolds or Wagners. They are advertised sometimes for a heavy price. If it's restored, someone's obviously put the effort into restoring the old pan, takes time and effort, but for collectability, they're not going to be as expensive as the Griswolds or Wagners. Please keep that in mind when purchasing or selling, because yeah, they're not as collectible, eh? But anyway, thank you very much for watching. This could be my last video for a while. I'm in the process of moving countries. I don't know, I'm going to try and get another video out, but I'll be returning back to New Zealand sometime. It probably is the start of next year, but where I live in Fukushima, there is heavy snow. So I'll probably like to start moving a lot of my stuff before then. If it's not a video before that, I'll see you later.